All right, everybody. As promised, we are here for the first. Wait a minute, Quill. What are you doing?
Hi everyone, it is me. I am Quill and all the fish. And before we get into the run, I did want to do a couple of quick things. I promise I'll be quick. So first of all, as most of you know, CJ, the co-founder of Speed Docs with CC, they're not the same person, by the way. CJ has undergone a little surgery. He's posted about it in the Discord. Everything has gone well, and he's in recovery. But I just wanted to have everybody give their thoughts and prayers with him as he continues to recover, and hope for a quick recovery as we move into the SDAT season starting today. And on that note, a huge shout out to Kit for picking up a lot of what CJ did for the show running, as well as CC for doing a lot and continued support of the show here for you guys for this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after that. This is going to be a great time for SDAT season. Now, the other thing is I have partnered with Speed Docs for this event to do the merch, which you can see right here. We have the SDAT 2025 3D logo t-shirt. We have the SDAT hat, just a plain logo SDAT hat. We have the SDAT Sega hat, which I'm going to actually put on. We'll wear that bad boy for the whole run. And we have the SDAT 50K Strong, the fabled shirt that existed very, very briefly until we brought it back to celebrate the 50K that we raised for all the marathons up to this point. And so we have all of this. The SDAT Sega logo is also available in a shirt. They're available in a lot of colors. My wardrobe is almost exclusively black, but you can make it whatever you want it to be. And so that's all I really had to say. Go get the merch. All of the proceeds from it, anything that I would make from it, is going straight to the charity. So please go and get the stuff. Mods will figure out the link to it, and it will be in the chat. Okay, let's switch over to a video game here. Alright everybody, this is Kit's Quest, and not Kitsune of Dreams. This is Kit, the fox that is on a screen. And with me today I have... Well, I guess it could be both. Yeah, everybody get the S hat. Sorry. And with me today I have Lone Fox, who is the developer of this game. Lone Fox, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Lone Fox. Excited to be here. Solo developer and also a big speedrunning supporter.
Yeah, as a big speedrun supporter, you implemented a speedrun mode to this game, which is very, very helpful. Big fan of that. And so why don't we get started, so that way if I break my estimate, we don't go too far off the schedule. Are we ready?
Do it.
I believe so.
Ready.
All
You want to
right.
go ahead and count us down?
We'll do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. I did not hit the speedrun mode. Hold on.
Well,
Oh no, I can't skip this. We're gonna close the software. We're starting strong. It's Road to SDAT. Everything's fine.
Let's go.
I tried my best. My best was not very
fast on
good.
the menus.
I did.
Like to avoid any spoilers for the game for the viewers.
Right, yeah, you guys have to play the game yourselves to get the full story. I'll give you the very brief story.
All right, give me a new countdown.
I will. Alright, we're gonna hit speed run this time. See, speed run. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this game is a very cool speed run. It's broken down into 3 major parts. The first part here is the platformer, 3D platformer, regular type of gameplay part. The second part will be a lot of sequence break type stuff. I wouldn't say super glitchy, but it's like abusive mechanics. And then the last part is the boss fight. And so that's what we're going to be looking at today. And right now, as part of the run, we have to collect 25 of these purple berries in order to get our first upgrade, which is the dash button.
Yeah, until then, the run's going to be a little bit slow, since we can't do anything, but things will get faster as soon as we can dash, and then once we get some more abilities.
Yeah, there's quite a few abilities in this game. We're going to see only a small selection of them, but the ones that we skip are actually really cool. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit when it comes to talking about what we're sequence breaking during that section of the run. Alright, we got our 25.
Yeah, these purple berries are needed to purchase abilities, and so we're going to get just as few as possible to get the few abilities we need.
Alright, look at that. Now we can go fast. We have the go fast button.
All the bonk things.
Oh, and I guess while we're watching this owl fly over, the story that we have gotten so far is that we're in this village of foxes that we've put some barrier up to try to protect ourselves because Dregnor, the evil dragon, wants to eat us or something. And he kidnapped our sister. And so we're breaking out of the village, avoiding the safety to go try to save her. Alright, here's the first little trick of the run. We can just kind of wiggle through that gate, because if you are not pill-shaped, collision is weird.
Yeah, that's the only time in the game where you can really do that, and happens to be useful here.
Yeah. Oh no, don't fall. So the other collectible we're getting here are the dragon's teeth. The dragon's teeth are what let us get into other levels. So this one needed one. You saw us walk through some fire. It's okay. It was going down, so it wasn't that hot anymore. Here's one of the...
Oh,
What's up?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's one of the greatest puzzles of all time. We have to count to 5. I did struggle with this in my first playthrough. And we do have to watch out for spiders. Oh no, we took 1 damage. Oh no, we actually took 2 damage. That's not good. I did want to take 1.
Many spiders.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was going to say is while you do baby counts to 5, can I read a donation?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. We have a donation from Melon that says, "So excited to watch my favorite indie game, Kids Quest, being speedrun. Best of luck cooling all the fish. Fox Power." And that was for $50 whole.
Oh, wow.
But I do want to say, when you donate, you can put money towards polls and incentives. Make sure you click and do that.
What did I do? I didn't get the power up. I hit the wrong button at some point. Alright. Well, we got the power up now. Yeah, thank you so much for that donation. This is a great indie game. I highly recommend it to anybody looking for a fun 3D platformer. So, I concur with... You say Melon was the guy's username?
Melon.
Cool. I concur with Melon. We play Whack-A-Mole, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so this level is a lot of collection of the collectibles, both the dragon's teeth and the berries. That boulder, it's called a scuttling boulder because it runs away from you. You have to dash into it first, but we dash into it before it gets to move, so you don't get to see it. So it's just a weird name if you if you don't see the boulder scuttle.
Yeah. Yeah, Quill mentioned we're doing a lot of the collection in this level. The levels get a lot bigger and harder as the game goes, so we're taking advantage of the first level to get most of what we need.
Alright, we're going to get our third power-up. And that's going to give us these activated mushrooms that if we stand on it, we get an ice block. And now we're going to do some tomfoolery, and we stole an extra ice block to get up to here, and now we just get to go up. We stacked the ice blocks.
Yeah, there we actually had our first example of something that was sort of both intended and non-intended by the game, in that we'll kind of skip the proper way to do that puzzle, but during development I knew you could do that. In fact, I designed it such that you could just barely make that jump and make things go faster if you're a speedrunner.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things like that in this game, where if you put your mind to it, you can make it faster, or you can outsmart the developer and make you feel really good about your gameplay.
Exactly.
Alright, so that was level
we're
1.
out of,
that was pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
nice. Yeah, that was a good pace so far. Yeah, now Cole's heading to the second level. This game has 5 main levels, outside from the overworld, where we've otherwise been, and we're going to visit just 3 of the main 5.
It's a little bit of a shame, too, because I like the other levels a lot.
Yeah, there are, of course, some other speedrunning categories, but here we don't have time for any of that.
Right. So this is your water level here, which is pretty fun. You get a diving power-up here in a minute, and that's cool. But my favorite power-up in the game is actually one we don't pick up, the hydrophobic mushroom. And it lets you like bounce on water based on how much height you had before hitting the water. Like it's a big trampoline, and it is by far my favorite power-up in the entire game.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite as well.
I don't think I've ever seen another game do it, actually. Where did you come up with the idea for it?
So the main inspiration for that power-up is actually from Portal 2. In Portal 2, there's blue gel, which works kind of similarly.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, we need this dragon's tooth. And then we're going to take a quick little intentional death here to warp us back to the start of the level. And that was level 2. Alright, now we have to catch Coney. Hashtag save them kids. And we did it. That one surely had to be inspired by MIPS, right? From SM64?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright. So let's mosey on over to World 3, which will be the last world, as you had mentioned, that we enter in the run.
Yeah, which actually already means we have enough dragon teeth. We don't need any more than the 12 we already got.
Which is pretty crazy. Like, I don't remember what is the actual requirement for like the final
game. Yeah, the game has 70 in total, and you're supposed to need 50 to get to the final boss. And when I developed the game, I intended that you would actually have to get 50 for any percent, but not long after the game's release, we found quite some skips, which brought 50 all the way down to 12.
Yeah, that's a pretty big shift. We'll be getting into exactly how we do that here in a minute. Also, you've probably noticed some of these little stumps lying around with the glowing on them. Those are actually like warp points, which I'll be using here in a second after I buy the the super jump mushroom power-up. And so now we bought that. that's literally all we needed from this level, and we're out. So we have all
and
of
the
the
super
berries,
jump
all of
is,
the all the berries, all the power-ups, all of the dragon's teeth that we'll need for the rest of the game. Now we just have to go beat it.
Yeah, and the super jump we just got is going to be really important for all of the biggest skips coming up.
Right. So, kind of like what we did with the ice block power-up in World 1, we're actually going to smuggle a super jump into the next area. And so this is actually on a little bit of a tight timer here. So if I mess up, we'll have to go back.
Yeah, this is going to be the first really hard trick of the run.
Yeah, this... If I get it first try, I'll be happy with myself here. But also, if you try it... Oh, no! The collision. Alright. That's alright.
Yeah,
We just have to go
super
back and
close.
try it again.
Yeah, that's hard.
I was so prepared to be happy.
This is really tight on both timing and enough height and positioning to get up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at rotating a camera while I'm like trying to move, and so sometimes the perspective throws me off. Okay, that was much better. So now we've
Yeah,
made it up
nice.
here, where we shouldn't be able to get yet, or something, I think.
That trick is actually not strictly necessary. We could have also just gone around a bit, but it does save time. That probably saves a good, maybe up to 30 seconds. And it looks cool.
Yeah, definitely looks cool. That's the most important thing. So now we're gonna go over here. We're gonna talk to this owl for a second, or watch him fly down, just so we don't have to look at it later when we come back with a super jump. And we're gonna activate this warp point, very important, because we will use that to warp back here, so we don't have to do that climb again. And then we'll just go down.
Yeah, now it's time for the biggest skip by far in this game.
Yeah. Also, I know we didn't say it exactly, but we kind of did. We are entered into the sequence break portion of the run. When I first saw what's about to happen here, I was so excited about it. I thought it was super cool. Alright, so we warp back with 2 super jumps in tow. Avoid this spider who sometimes gets in the way. And now, we're on top of the level.
Nice.
And on top of the level means we don't have to worry about the barriers. Let's go! And we've
Yeah,
entered
so
into
just
the final
skipped,
area.
Yeah, we skipped right past the 50-tooth barrier.
And unfortunately, since we did skip everything in the entire game, we don't have the power-ups needed to climb on these, like, yellow graded surfaces. And so we need to avoid them. And guess how we're gonna do that? That's right, we're gonna smuggle another super jump all the way over to Dregnor's domain.
Yeah, and for that same reason, our hard task is not over, because there are more things remaining after this that expect you to have all the abilities.
Yeah.
And so, actually the hardest tricks in the whole run are still to come
Yeah.
to get past the rest.
This game is not a super easy speed run. Up to this point, outside of the one thing that I failed, it is a decently easy speed run to start. Nothing, no major time loss issues up till now. Once you get to this outside of Dregnor's castle area, Dregnor is the dragon, by the way, it does pick up in difficulty quite significantly. So, we get chased for a little bit here. Fortunately, once we've reached the castle, we stop getting chased. We just have to worry about like a couple of spiders if we're trying to avoid taking damage. We're not super worried about damage either. We have 3 HP, and there's 2 HP healing at the end of this section. So even if we do get hit, it's not like a big deal. So we have this ice block here. And we get the spider out of the way, and what we're going to do, we're supposed to use this to get up to the next platform, but we're not going to. We're going to shoot it up to this platform. Alright, I heard the audio cue, so we're good. And instead, we're going to... Oh, don't do that. We're going to jump on these little crenellated pieces here of the castle. And they are as jank as they look, because you're not supposed to jump on these.
Yeah, this has gone relatively well. These are definitely the most inconsistent thing in the whole run.
Alright, we did it for the first 2. Now, yesterday, literally yesterday, I was having a rough time. I was prepping for the marathon, and I couldn't get this final jump with any level of consistency. By the way, this is what we need the ice block for. We're gonna use it plus the momentum going up to get on top of the castle. So this jump right here, you can do a dash jump around. This pillar is a little bit bigger, but you don't have to, which is a trick that I discovered yesterday by using the same tactic that we used before. Jumping on these little jank things. We can do an easier jump around, and we made it. First try.
Nice.
I literally spent like 20 to 30 minutes failing that. Yes.
Yeah, that was an
Thursday.
amazing Dragnor's domain section.
Alright, and now we're here at the final boss. Final boss has a few different attacks and a lot of phases. So first he's going to shoot some purple stuff at us. And then he's going to come to the ground, and he's going to have this like chasing purple thing. And then he's going to do this flame breath attack. And he gets, is it 1 or 2 more different attacks after this in future phases. Oh, also, Owl was carrying Queen Nelly, who's a ladybug that's also magic. We didn't see her, but she's there.
Yeah, she's gonna help us now. Yeah, the boss has a total of 4 types of attacks throughout the fight. The first 3 are scripted, so Quill knew what they would be, but after that, the order is random. This boss is really not easy in general to survive on.
Yeah.
The good news is, for the most part, this fight is an auto-scroller, meaning it always takes the same amount of time, with some exceptions. So basically all we're trying to do is stay alive, though that is easier said than done.
And if we do get hit, little pink magic things, because the yellow ones are attack, but pink is a health point for us. And so that's the first phase. Technically, this guy has 5 phases. The 5th one is more cinematic than anything. But so for the second phase here, the ground is now on fire. So that's unfortunate for us, since we don't like being on fire.
Do most people like being on fire?
I don't think so.
Just a thought. Sorry.
Kid, if we have
so,
anything that you do want to say, go ahead and feel free to chime in during this fight still.
Well, we haven't gotten any more donations, but I'm vibing. I like this game, even though there are tons of spiders. I saw someone comment in chat, and I actually asked Lone Fox a few days ago why spiders. Do you want to share why you picked spiders?
Yeah, well, I figured they're fun to beat up, right? So even if you don't like them, then you can like killing them. Also, hopefully they can be pretty cool sometimes.
There's a lot of varieties of spiders in this game.
There are.
By the way, the levels 4 and 5 actually are pretty difficult for a platformer. There's one section that took me ages in a furnace area. I'm sure Lone Fox knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a tough timed challenge with dodging lots of fire. Again, we don't like being on fire for 2 minutes. This game does also have 3 different difficulty settings, though, so there's quite a lot of variance in how difficult the game can be. Here we're playing on the medium difficulty for this speedrun, but there's a much easier and a much harder one as well.
Alright, I really don't want to die to this guy, by the way. If we do die, you do have to start the fight completely over. So we're going to try our best not to die.
Yeah, we
I
definitely
have
focus.
died here.
Yeah, no, it's very easy to die, even if you're a speedrunner.
Yeah. Especially the next phase, which we're about to get to. Right now. Now there's some fire pillars we have to avoid while jumping around too, like while avoiding the attacks. And it gets pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, you've done really well so far, being at full health, so hopefully we'll be alright.
Yeah, and that's the other attack, by the way. He does this little, it pulls you in and then explodes. I know we kind of lost the trace on that one.
Yeah, and that explosion attack actually does 3 damage. It's basically the only thing in the game that does more than 1 damage, so that one would straight up one-shot us if we got hit.
I didn't know that, because I've never been hit by it. Now I'm scared. Honestly, it's probably the easiest attack to avoid.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a good spot to go there, so I just kind of took that damage. We're getting real close here. Alright, that's the last important hit. Time will end when I collect the last dragon tooth. So you still have a second, but it is coming up very shortly, and there's no more difficult sections. Also, we can be on fire now because we're big, so that's important.
Indeed. Alright, this has been a great run.
Yeah, this went very smoothly, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, time!
Excellent.
And we saved our
run.
sister. And the ladybug is here that we never met. Yeah, this was a really good run. I haven't had a run go this smoothly in all of the practice leading up to this. So, my PB.
Yesterday.
I called it, by the way. I
Yeah,
said
you
until
really did.
today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my PB is a 21:55, and so this is, and by the in-game time. Oh, this way. Maybe it's this way. I don't know which way it is. My in-game time PB is a 21:55, so this is pretty good compared to that still, and I'm very happy with how this went. I'm really happy that we had Lone Fox on commentary. I'm sorry we didn't play a longer category. I would love to have heard more about the the design and the development of this game. Maybe we'll get some people to join the Kids Quest Discord, and you can tell us stories while we sit around a campfire.
Of course. Yeah, if anyone is interested more in Kids Quest, we do have a community of a few speedrunners and certainly casual players as well. Yeah, if you want to look up Kids Quest on either speedrun.com or Steam, you can also find the Discord in either of those locations, and very welcome to check it out.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Kit, CC. Thank you guys for all the hard work you're putting in, and thank you for having me. Everybody, I couldn't read chat during this run, but I'll go back and look at it. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for supporting SDAT. Thank you for the donations. This is not the last you'll see of me for SDAT, but it will be 2 weeks. Order your merch. That way it gets here in time for your runs, or in time for you to wear it during runs, so you can support the cause, and don't forget to have a good time. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.
Good deal. Thank you, Quill, GG. With that, we'll take a quick little pause here, but we'll be back with more action soon enough.